bilingualism, being the mother of two potentially bilingual children. The youngest is only 3 months old, and a teacher of French and English bilingual children. The subject of bilingualism is very important to me. In fact, we have recently moved to China and are now considering multilingualism. But what are the advantages of learning several languages from an early age? What are the dangers? What are the best way to teach your child two or more languages simultaneously? I don't suggest I have the answer here, but like most mothers and teachers, I certainly have a point of view. What is a bilingual child? The way I see it, being bilingual means being able to communicate almost perfectly in two languages and also knowing something about both cultures. If I take the example of my daughter, is about being able to understand when someone is speaking another language and being able to switch automatically into speaking with them. At 2.5, she has already grasped the concept of daddy speaks French and mommy speaks English. She has even picked up that Bayoni speaks Chinese. I think it's very important for her to know that the cartoon character, Naughty, is also called QQ by her friends at playground and that Marmite and Cadbury chocolate exist as well as croissants. This is what makes it possible for her to communicate with the people around her regardless of whether they are French or English. Why encourage bilingualism? In our case, it is logical that with an English mother and French father, our children should be able to speak both languages to communicate, not only with us, but with their grandparents and extended family on a wider scale. Learning two or more languages helping children to accept culture other than their own is speaking their mother tongue tongue and home and at school in encourage. They are more likely to enjoy their difference and view difference in general as a positive thing. How do you raise a bilingual child? There may be a dominant language, and this will normally depend on the country you live in or the language your child uses most at school. Whatever, it will also depend on what language is spoken at home. We live in France and spoke French at home, but I always speak my child in English. It is imperative that the child has context. They know that their English aunties would always speak to them in English, that for her to understand them, they should speak to her English. So, what are the dangers? It can be very difficult for people around you support that what you do. Grandparents can be upset if they don't understand what you are saying to their grandchild, and worry that they will never be able to communicate with them. This is, of course, highly unlikely, and you should stick to your guns. Another problem we have encountered was when our daughter refused to listen to either of us. A psychologist advised us that there wasn't a common language at home between the parent and child. And so I don't stop speaking English and spend the weekend speaking only in French. Thankfully, I decided to ignore that. This piece of advice and persisted with my English. I also know of my one child who had problems at school because his friend made fun of him. His parents eventually gave up speaking English to him. Unfortunately, children can be cruel and different, whatever. They may be often a source of bullying. Difference need to be promoted and valued and celebrated. Should have the International Mother Language Day help to do just that. International Mother Language Day, 21st February 2000. Saw the first Mother Language Day celebrated internationally. However, the importance of this date organized in Bangladesh, where in 1952, and handful of students, now known as Language Matters, were killed in demonstration defending Bangla, their mother language. In 1999, UNESCO decided to take this cause onto an international scale in order to encourage culture, diversity, and worldwide tolerance. The themes each year The celebration is devoted to a different aspect of language. This has ranged from how children learn their literacy skills at school to how to preserve some of the 6,000 languages that exist worldwide. 1 year were about developing the teaching of mother languages. In 2002, the celebration helped raise awareness, awareness of linguistics and culture tradition around the world. Yet another year, the International Mother Language Day was dedicated to Braille and Sign Language, two non-verbal languages that are an invaluable source of communication for many people around the world. A multilingual, multilingual community is essential that we limit our nation throughout the world. But speaking another language, as well as your own, or having two or more mother languages, you can contribute to the creation of a global community. In my contribution to the multilingual community is exposing my children to varied cultures and languages, maintaining their mother language while trying to learn the language of the people around me. Although with my 10 show words of Mandarin, I am far from being multilingual.